is, if you want to, like you said, if you want to make an assertion, you have found out something and you want to bring it to the eyes of the public, I can just say that this food was stolen and the name of this person was mentioned. Maybe Peter's name was mentioned, or Mary's name was mentioned, or Timothy's name was mentioned when that food was stolen. It's enough for me to put that out there. But coming to say, oh, Timothy, why did you steal it? Oh, Timothy, why did you do that? Oh, Timothy, you're a criminal. Starting to conclude before the law even gets to take its course is actually defamation. Now, I tried everything I could to have a lawyer here to dissect this conversation with her, but any which way, we will be talking about it. And the question still remains, what do you think is a befitting punishment for defamation? Because a couple of us must have been in situations where our character, our personality has been defamed by people. And we know this very common saying that a good name is better than wealth. People take years to build up their reputation, blood and sweat to build their reputation, and completely collapsing that in a couple of minutes or seconds because of libel, something you put out there, or because of the word of your mouth, might not be the most appropriate thing to do. Yes, the law will take its course, will decide what happens after this case is thoroughly investigated. But the question is thrown to us here this morning and right about now. What do you think a befitting punishment for defamation would be? The numbers to call are 090-7353-00 and 44 or 090-8766-88 and 88. Remember, we have a number very much active on WhatsApp on 090-9705-44 and 50. Do well to throw in your questions, do well to throw in your contributions via the WhatsApp number, and let's get talking. Hello, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your radio. Completely down.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am.
All right, good morning. Welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Yeah, my name is Adekunle. I'm calling you from
Adekunle. All right, it's good to have you. All right, it's very good to have you join us. Adekunle, I can still hear myself in the background. Just turn down the volume of your radio completely.
Okay, I've done that.
All right, thank you very much. So let's hear you, Adekunle.
I'm going to call a different line this morning in arriving at my point.
All right, very well.
And I hope you guys, Nigeria, we are all hypocrites.
That's a very strong claim.
Thank God that this thing is happening now.
Mm-hmm.
You are talking about the people building their names, building their character, and in the seconds, people defame them and crash that character.
Mm-hmm.
Is it today's government has been talking about how Nigerians come to social media and talk about any people anyhow? But when it comes to government officials, we don't care. We can keep their character, we can keep their children. The fact that all of us are now supporting today now, first made a video after the 2023 election, posturing Chief Judge on a wheelchair, calling him corrupt person. Really, there is no public opinion on radio about what he has said. Now it comes to them. Now all of us are now standing right. Anyway, whatever, as far as I'm concerned, since we have started, let it continue. Anybody that is doing anybody, let them get an handshake and let them go and free. Nobody should be punished until we all learn.
Those are your thoughts. Thank you very much for that contribution. Let's move on. Let's keep it coming through 090735300 and 44. Yes, I know that some of us will be very sentimental when we make certain comments, but however, these are conversations that need to be said. And if you heard the intro correctly, we did say that it is increasingly becoming a concern because people now have the opportunity to post anything that they want. Defamation is gradually becoming a norm. How do you think this can be curbed out of the society? Hello, good morning to you.
Mata, good morning.
Hi, so good morning to you.
Good morning, how are you?
Very well, thank you. It's good to have you join us.
Okay, my name is So. Mata, thank you for bringing this up, right?
All right.
Mata, let me say, as a person, I'm more of a retributive person, right?
Okay.
I believe punishment is meant for an offender.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Carryover is not meant for a farmer.
Yeah.
So, my question is that when you want to fight justice or you want to fight for people who cannot fight for themselves, right?
Yeah.
There are appropriate channels you can do that. We shouldn't use social media to talk to people that if we see them face to face in real life, right? We cannot even have access to greet them. I might, maybe, we are doing social media trial. People might be feeling, oh, very dark man is doing this thing. I don't really believe in talking at elders just because you want to prove a point. For me, I've never, there's none of his content, there's none of his, I agree with this person, but keep to the content. Don't deal with the person, deal with the issue. Exactly. If you want to expose, right, expose and allow the appropriate authority to take over the case. Not trying to analyze by adding more what is not there. So for me, it's a total disrespect for whatever reason, not just this matter, from all the matters that has been handling, whatever he has been doing. For me, it's a total disrespect. And if we channel this way, I don't think we'll be able to curtail this. Everybody having a cheap data and talking to people they cannot ordinarily talk to if they see them face to face.
Okay, so we hear you on that one. Thank you so much for that contribution right there. Let's move on. Now, it has gone beyond people just talking behind their keypads. It's actually saying things that are unverified. We do that a lot. We do that a whole lot. But let's keep the conversation going. Hello, good morning.
Matter of the matter, inside the matter.
Good morning to you.
This is Bright.
Bright. Oh, yeah. Bright, it's good to have you join us.
Thank you.
All right.
May God bless the matter here for us.
Thank you. Amen. Let's hear you, Bright.
You see, all these social media critics, it goes in two different directions. When the system is not working, we usually talk down on the masses in Nigeria without even giving them the respect they want. When a small man talks to a big man, it becomes a case. But when the big man talks down on the poor man, that one is not necessary. Let me give you an example. You see this foreign minister. Is he not the one that come on all this media forum to tell us that Nigerians are having 20-hour power a day? Is he not talking down on the masses? Who is going to reprimand him? Nobody. Is it not in this Nigeria that when Buhari was doing an election, he came and tell us that we're going to pay...
Okay, so Bright, I would want you to stick to the conversation as much as possible.
Yeah, we are talking now. Is it not through the
just
media?
Comment on the conversation as much as possible. Let's not
That's what I'm saying now. I'm coming down to something.
Go on.
So, when they tell us all these things, Nigeria doesn't have power to come and say what's actually happening. But when it happens to a big man, you see them, all the weight of the law will be coming down on the Nigerians. It's not about information, but when there is no consequence for everything, both the high and the mighty and the poor and the downtrodden, you see, the people like to get on to the other side. Anyhow, they want it. Right. Okay, let me give you an example. The example I'm giving you is that, you know that sometimes when things happen, if you see the police report, then you come and read to the masses. Even if you are there, you will get shocked. So, it's because of the action and reaction. So when people don't find a way to, push on the distance, they push it down anyhow.
All right, right. Thank you so much for that contribution right there. Let's go on and let's get talking. What do you think? Please stick to the conversation, okay? We run by guidelines here and would not want to move out of those guidelines. So tell us, what do you think a befitting punishment for defamation would be? Now, this is in respect to not just the very Darkman case, but that which we've seen consistently. People being accused of crimes that they did not commit by their fellow man. And most times, the most surprising thing is not even about the high and mighty. We citizens, amongst ourselves, we do the same thing. Was it not just recently where we saw a university couple, a boy and a girl, one accused the other one that she was assaulted by that guy. Meanwhile, it was just an attempt to get back at him because he didn't receive her advances. We see that happen again. Even at the smaller levels, it happens between people as well. So this is the conversation. What do you think a befitting punishment for defamation should be? Let's get hearing on 090-7353-00 and 44 or 090-8766-88 and 88. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mata.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Elder Noja is my name.
All right, Elder, good to have you. Let's hear you.
You see, defamation of character. That man has committed offense there. One, if the offense of allegation of EFCC did not catch him, if the allegation of out of prison did not catch him, allegation of having affair with law, you see, that man is like a goat where you enter lion house.
No, you have to be very careful with your. You have to be very. Take that back. Take that back. Right.
Yes, let me withdraw back.
All right, thank you.
Palana chamber, my sister. If they have anything to do with that chamber, I better apologize. They can pursue the case, reach the ending of this world. They have made a big mistake by making that comment between Palana's sons and then Bobrisky. That if that offense, you have to be committed to prison. According to the submission of character, is 7 years in prison. Unless if there is it. So, and then what Nigeria don't know, you see, political talk is different than when person came that the submission of a character. I don't hear. The propaganda in the government is different. All those people joining that there is a liar. Let me give you an example. As a detective, let me give you an example.
Okay.
Let's say there's a riot in Wuse now. Let's say one certain group with one certain group, they are fighting. And then about 50 people die there. If it comes to police report will tell you say 2 people die. I think here, because the police come and say 50 people die, and then this group, and then see the other group, you see them all fire. That's the political. That's what they call a government lie. Government lie is not an excuse. The lie where he talks for peace to reign is not an excuse. Even in the Bible, see Abraham had to deny a wife for peace to reign and making life to stay in that kingdom before God return in wife. The political talk is different than let's say this and this. That means that when this man is referring to, you want to protect your own job because you know say they are going to drop a minister. So you have to come and say this and this for people to hear whether they will make him to continue as a minister. The political talk is different than all this. We should know political talk and the government liar.
All right.
Government lie.
All right. Thank you, Elder Onoja, for that contribution as well. We're still on and we're still talking about defamation. What do you think is a befitting punishment for defaming a person's character? Now, let's head on for a very short break. When we get back, we'll get talking about this and take more of your calls and listen to your contributions as regards the matter at hand. Keep it locked in.
Eagles 102.3 FM. Abuja. Here to stay.
Clients for your business and service and get your phones buzzing. From the 1st of September to the 31st of December, you can advertise and reach a large audience with the Eagles FM Ember Months package. Advertise on any of our platforms and get a whopping 30% discount. That's right, 30% discount. For more information, please call 080 59198658 080-5919-8658 or 081-5791-7278 081-5791-7278. The Eagles FM 102.3 FM Ember package is a sure way to getting a wider clientele for your business and service.
Do you want to know about cars? Everything about cars, from purchase to maintenance and even road use. Don't go too far. Listen to Top Gear on Eagles 102.3 FM every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Top Gear, let's give you a spin.
Tap in and turn it up all day. This is Beyonce.
Hey, it's Lil Nas X.
Hi, I'm Harry Styles.
This is Banter Boy.
Playing the artists you love.
Eagles 102.3.
No offense to the commercials. It's just that we want to see other audio.
Eagles 102.3.
Alrighty, you're still tuned and listening to the Midday Extra Show on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja, and this hour it's the General Open Banter. We have something on the front burner. What do you think should be the punishment for defamation? When people defame others, what should be done to them? Let's hear you this morning. Call us on 09073530044 or WhatsApp 09097054450. Let's hear you this morning. What do you have to say? Remember, the case in point is the recent controversy surrounding the Falanas, Bobrisky, EFCC, and of course a very dark man. What do you have to say about this? Remember to keep the conversation very civil as we try to unbundle all of this. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Jenny. I'm calling from Good.
All right, let's hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. As for me, they should seize everything the man is doing, other business or office work, anything the person is doing.
Okay.
Stop him. Block everything about him. So that he will not mistake him.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, please. Are you done?
Yeah, that's my own.
All right.
Okay. Thank you
so much for that contribution. Now, the thing is, I hope we do understand clearly this conversation, because I'm seeing someone's message saying that, it is as if that the VDM is already guilty. Now, the issue in point, if you hear correctly, is not that he talked about or he brought out something that he thought was a rot in the system. Is how it is being said. Remember, you can separate a person from the offense. When it becomes a personal attack, that's when it's called defamation. But when you address the issue, it is called, it's your corporate social responsibility to report anything that you see that is against the Nigerian law and against the constitution, right? But when it becomes an attack on the person's personality, that's where it becomes defamation. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show. Hello, are you there?
I'm here.
All right. Welcome and thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
I can barely hear you.
Can you hear me right? What I'm going to say about is very dark man cannot.
Okay.
Now I don't know if you get it.
Yeah.
Very dark man cannot come to foul. Now when the very dark man come out and die up in that, you should not forget that there are many billions of people that have things that they can do about the body. Just lock it up for to maintain his own lane, to think that he is media. And the funny thing is that it's just ban him from all these things. Like the media handle, if someone that can handle media cannot be doing all these kind of things. If you want to handle a media and you want to wait, that is way that you come that
we can barely hear you. I don't know, there's a problem with your network, so you probably should check your network connections and get talking. The numbers to call, of course, are 090735300 and 44 or 090876688 and 88. Remember, we have a WhatsApp number that you can send your message to on 090970544 and 50. Now, before we proceed with this conversation, let us also know that in the Nigerian Constitution there is already a punishment for defamation, which is outlined in the Criminal Code Act, just to ensure that we are familiar with it. And surprisingly, no one was able to, point that out from the entire conversation. Now, the punishment under the Penal Code law is imprisonment for up to 2 years or fine or both. So if you defame a person's character, now maybe some of these have not been nobody has fully answered to that crime, right? But yes, the punishment under the Penal Code law is imprisonment for up to 2 years or fine or both. Now, additionally, if someone prints, remember I said there's a libel defamation and there's slander, right? These are the two types of defamation. Libel is that which is written against someone, and slander is that which is said against a person's personality. So yes, if someone prints or engraves defamatory matter knowingly, they can face imprisonment up to 10 years, fine or both. This is what the Constitution says. It is in the Penal Code, rather. This is what it states. Now, the thing is, the question is not really, it's not just about people who defame another person's character, because of course the court has its own part of the law, the part of implementation to do. So if a person is found guilty for defaming a person's character, that of course will be determined by the court of law. But if the person goes to court and sees that, okay, this person said this about this person, do you realize that the person can be punished but can still be sued for defaming a person's character? I hope we understand that these are two very different things. Yes, if you defame a person's character, there's a portion of the Constitution that states out clearly the punishment for defaming a person's character, right? But again, if you go to court and what you have said about that person, right? If you say this person stole, is alleged, right? And you go to court and it is decided, or the court finally comes to a conclusion that, oh, actually, this thing was stolen by this person, that person will face the wrath of the law. But if you go on to say the person is a known thief, is a kleptomaniac, now an attack on the person's personality, not on the crime the person commits, that can also be defamation, because you have seen the person only once, right? And the court has already caught the person, or how do they call it again? The court has already decided that the person stole that once. But when you go on to say other things that are not in the book, like in the case of The Very Dark Man Now and Fowls. Remember last week we did talk about some of the lyrics of Fowls, who is a musician that was, harvested from his song, and a lot of people started making very unhealthy insinuations about the fact that he must be not a straight person, some certain words we might not be able to use here on radio, certain assertions about his sexuality, which is not supposed to be in the conversation. Now you are attaching the crime and the person's personality and the person's personal business. You have brought all of that together. So nobody is saying, okay, Very Dark Man is guilty, right? But even though the Falaners are found guilty, certain things that you said in the course of unveiling the crime of the Falaners, you can still be sued for that. You can still be sued for defamation. I don't know if we quite understand that. So yes, we're separating those two things so that it is very clear. Let's move on with the conversation. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, welcome and thanks for joining us on the show.
Thank you very much.
All right. Tell us your name, please, and where you're calling from.
My name is Ocheme. I'm calling from Asokoro.
All right. Thank you, Ocheme. Let's hear you.
Okay. I want to see this Very Dark Man's case as the case that...
Are you there? Hello, Ocho, can you hear us? All right, please do call us back and let's get talking. The numbers are 090735300 and 44 or 090876688 and 88. Remember, we have a WhatsApp number that you should send your contributions to on 090970544 and 50. Now we have a message on WhatsApp, and this one says, "Good morning, Martha and the media chick. Hope you ladies had a great weekend." Yes, of course we did. This is James from Suleja. He says defamation, either as libel or slander, is already punishable under Section 375 of the Criminal Code Act and is also somewhere infused in the recent Cybercrime Act. It is more of an institutional failure than a question of what punishment is enough for these things. We are facing the same institutional failure in other areas as well, including security and even corruption. The law already considers defamation as a misdemeanor and stipulates 1 to 2 years imprisonment for the offense. The question is, how strong are our institutions in speedily prosecuting cases? How are our institutions being proactive with cases brought before them? How have our justice system fared in prosecuting cases? The truth is, when there are no punishments for bad behavior and people get away with this behavior, people will always believe they will get away with these things. These options of fines make it seem like the punishments are trivial. Now, no one is talking about the other crime involving the VIP treatment and bribery, which is also part of the institutional failure that I mentioned. Yes, of course, that is there. But like I said, the law enforcement agencies, the body responsible for addressing that, whether or not VIP, Bobrisky was given VIP treatment, in the prison or what have you, that will be decided by the court, because again, they are assertions. And if you hear correctly, they are all assertions until they have been proven without reasonable doubt that actually happened. See, we are in the age of AI where anything can be doctored at any time. And that's why it is very risky to make unhealthy assertions. This is one thing I'm very particular about most times. And if you follow on the conversation throughout, when we were talking about the elections, we're talking about different things here in Nigeria, you would hear me say many times that if you don't have proof to back up an assertion, keep quiet until you have the proof for that. Otherwise, you give the enemy the opportunity to gather their claims together and undo you. It happens all the time. So yes, of course, the question is, how efficient have we been in enforcing these laws? How efficient have we been in ensuring that the people who commit this crime, I don't think I've seen anyone go to, maybe I'm wrong, I don't think I've seen anyone face the punishment for defamation. If you have, please do let us know here on radio. But again, it is gradually becoming an increasing concern in this part of the country, where people make unhealthy assertions, where people talk about things that have not been proven, where people say things that they don't have evidence to in the public space. These are the issues right here. Well, we have another message by Hundu, and Hundu says, good morning, my one and only beautiful sister Martha. I'm listening from Nasarawa State. He says, currently, our law stipulated little punishment for offenders. The provisions of 375 of the Criminal Code Act stipulated only 1 year, and in some cases 2 years. Also, defamation is a bailable offense and is likely to be granted even if the prosecutor objected. Other people must take advantage of good things social media offers and not just defame others. This is Tekin Bihundu. Thank you so much for that contribution. Now, yes, like he said, we should be concerned with other things, but this is also an increasing problem. Now, if you have not experienced where someone is being defamed, or if you have not experienced where someone is being bullied for calling out another for a crime, you might not fully understand the entire conversation. Again, I always refer us back to the conversation with the doctor who, was accused, and for a period of 5 years, the license of that doctor was taken away and could not practice, could not work in the UK, after 5 years of being accused unjustly. If severe punishments are not given to people of this sort, I don't think anyone is going to learn. Right? I don't think anyone is going to learn. But again, these punishments, let's start by implementing these ones that are already stipulated for defamation of a person's character or a person's personality. This one says, good morning, I'm Lucky. Why is one concerned about what VDM said about what EFCC did? Why is no one concerned? Taking bribe to bring down something just for money. The country is what it is. I feel for very dark man for thinking he's in an advanced country. Well, these are the conversations. Again, I think our time is fast spent, and we will be heading out right about now from the General Open Banters to go on to the Mind and Body segment, where we get to talk about your health and your well-being. Thank you so much again for being a part of this conversation. It's been myself here, Martha, and
Cassandra.
Yes, on the General Open Banters. We'll see you in the next hour. Keep it locked in and do not even think about touching that dial, because we'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 FM.